the closer we can get to oneness, the more we're going to receive in our life. As soon as that happens, the floodgates genuinely open.
If we didn't also get to the layers behind of like, oh, there were rejections, there were dark days, I think a lot of people start to go, they don't see the expansion, they see the separation. And we want our community to be connected to their own highest truth.
Hey, High Vibin It homies. Welcome back to another epic episode of High Vibin It and the Uplift Lifestyle Podcast. Today we're doing a really fun collab with Miss Hayley. She is, oh my gosh, she's our new bestie already, even though we've barely been talking for like 10 minutes. We had so much trouble getting on this call because we're blaming Mercury retrograde because that's when we're filming, but I was also just saying that the vibes are already very high, so I think it was just like short-circuiting everything, but we finally made it. We landed here. For anyone who's new to High Vibin It or the Uplift Lifestyle, my name is Kelsey Aida. I'm a best-selling author, and I basically help people to manifest their best lives and love themselves deeply and unconditionally through that process, because we all know it's a process. My co-host of High Vibin It here, Lynnsey Robinson, say hi, introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lynnsey, certified hypnotherapist and success mindset coach, subconscious activator, intuitive guide. I'm leaning more into the spiritual side of it. I love to do spiritual hypnosis to help people feel empowered, release any old, outdated, nasty, yucky, icky, musty, crusty beliefs, and replace them with things that actually move you forward, things that reflect who you are and who you are actually wanting to be. And it's really fun and relaxing time, and we have a great time doing it.
Yes, and Miss Hayley, our new friend / collaborator on this podcast, she is the best-selling author of a wonderful book called UNFUCKWITHABLE, which, love the title, already love the book. She's the founder and CEO of the Uplift Lifestyle, Inc., and she is the host of the Uplift Lifestyle Podcast, which you would already know if you're listening to this on her podcast. But just to introduce you to our people, and for anyone who might be new to your show, tell us a little bit more about what you do, how you help people, and then we can dive into this fun, juicy conversation.
I'm super psyched to be here. Hello to both of our audiences, and to anyone new who's on my podcast. It's what an amazing entrance point for you to get to chat with all three of us today. So I just want to start by saying I'm really excited for what's to come in this conversation. I feel electric energy. I feel a lot of high vibes, and this makes sense for the High Vibin It podcast. I just feel like we see each other and we see our listeners and our community, and we're going to bring a lot of tangible information that they can encode into their day-to-day life. So I'm super psyched for what's to come. A little bit more about me. So as you beautifully mentioned, I am the founder and CEO of Uplift Lifestyle Incorporated. We are a company. We have now a team. And we basically work to create individuation to oneness. So individuation being, how can you be the highest level version of yourself, the happiest, the most successful, the most joyful, the most kind, like the truest, highest expression of you, whatever that is. It's different for each of us. And then how can that ripple from a place of overflow to raise the collective consciousness? So individuation to oneness. So I have human design reader on my team. I have an astrologer on my team. I have a hypnotherapist like you, Lynnsey, on the team. I have a nervous system regulation practitioner on the team. And I specialize in energetic, neural, and somatic optimization. So my background was all in clinical kinesiology, and I transitioned that using body work mostly into developing my own psychic gifts, developing my direct channeling skills, and really shifting into more of a mind, body, spirit focused way of working. So I work with high level industries across all industries, high level individuals across all industries. And we're really specializing on getting their mind right, getting their body right, getting their energetics right, so that they can not only achieve the results, the highest result that they're here to achieve, but to feel and be the most alive that they're here to be. And whatever that truth is, it's different for everyone. So I love what I do. I run retreats, I run ceremonies. My family owns Renewal Retreat, and we run yoga and wellness retreats, spiritual retreats, a lot of, esoteric psychedelic stuff, and then a lot more. I work with even just colleges, universities, teams with a little bit more leadership. Like, I don't want to call it basic, but more, I bring what I do to a variety of different people. So sometimes we go very esoteric, sometimes we go more mainstream, and we're focusing on leadership, team building, things like that. And it's just an honor. Like, every day I'm like, wow, this is what I get to do. This is how I get to live. I have a beautiful family. I have a fiance. I have a dog. We're planning our dream wedding right now. And I just love my life. I've really designed a life that I'm obsessed with. I'm the best-selling author of UNFUCKWITHABLE, and it's recently been doing extremely well. It came out in 2023. It was requested by the New York Times for review. My assistant literally got an email from the New York Times well desk saying, can we get a copy of UNFUCKWITHABLE sent to us? Because a couple weeks earlier, Gwyneth Paltrow had shared it to her Instagram story. And it was just kind of a nice snowball effect of like organic growth with a lot of obviously hard work and devotion ahead of time to experience that type of success and recognition. It was just it all added up. It all added up, and it keeps adding up, and it just keeps getting better. So that's a long-winded intro, but I'm super psyched to be here, and I know we're going to learn more about each other as we go on.
Yes. No, we're excited. We're here for the story. We're here for the success. We're here for the life by design. Lynnsey and I also are very intentional people, intentional women who like to just witchy it up and magically make the blessings come faster if they can.
If our audiences do the same. I think that one thing that we all have in common, no matter what we actually do for our lovely work, is that we want to teach you and show you what has worked for us, what we wish we knew in the beginning. And I think anything that would help the collective raise up and actually know that they're allowed to decide their life and choose and have a say in what happens, I think is a good thing. So yeah, I echo Kelsey. We're very excited to have you, and I can't wait to dive in.
Also, I want to know a little bit about your astrology and your human design.
I love it.
Yeah, let's do a roundtable about all of ours, and then we'll kind of talk about it.
Okay, so I am a Taurus sun, Pisces rising, and Virgo moon. So I've got that double earth, little water. That's very, very me. In my human design, I'm a 5/1 self-projected projector. And that's also very me. What about you guys?
So I'll
go ahead.
I'm an Aries sun, Sagittarius rising, so fire, and then we just got to water it down with a Pisces moon. I'm a very, have to keep it mellow a little bit. And then I'm a 6/2, which is I forget the 2 is the hermit, I think. The
role model hermit.
What's the first one?
Role model.
Role model hermit. Thank you. I'm like, what is it? Not teacher. I knew there was a different word. Yeah, role model hermit, which is actually, Kelsey knows. It's very, very me. I love human design so much because it is so, it knows you, and it's a little offensive how much it knows sometimes.
It's permission giving.
Yes, exactly. Go ahead, Kelsey.
Oh, fellow 5/1, Manny Jen, emotional Manny Jen. And then on top of that, I'm Aquarius sun, double Cancer, moon and rising.
Wow.
So I'm just like literally always in my feelings or in my thoughts. Well, and then I have to practice to be in my body.
I'm also a manifesting generator. I forgot to say that. But yeah, me and Kelsey vibe a lot on the Manny.
Yeah, I both Manny Gen. I get Manny Gen energy from you guys for sure. I love it. And Lynnsey, happy birthday era. This is your moment. Here to see that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a tax day here in the U.S. It's a tax day 4/15 baby. So my dad calls me his little tax deduction.
So where can you tell my audience where are you guys from? Where are you guys tuning in from?
Yeah, so I'm in Michigan. Grew up here, moved to LA when I was 20, and then to Las Vegas. I was like Las Vegas when in 2017, and then in 2024 brought all 3 of my kids and husband back to Michigan felt like it was time to finally return and show them what real snow is and seasons and nature, that you don't really get in LA. I mean, it doesn't not exist. I don't want to hate on LA. I love LA. I love Las Vegas. However, it is a very different vibe, and I'm very excited to show my kids like how I grew up. Like my middle schooler's going to my middle school. That's really weird, but it's also awesome. So now I'm in Michigan. That's a long way to say that, but go ahead, Kels.
Yeah, I'm down in the South. I say y'all now. Originally from California, but currently in the Carolinas, living pretty much right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, on 2 acres of land in the green. And today it's a little bit like spring rainy. There's so much pollen. Oh my gosh, I'm not even someone who has allergies, but I'm like, choo, 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 like every 5 minutes. And I live here with my husband and my little dog, a miniature wiener dog. His name's Otto. And he's the best manifester I know. So it is relevant to the conversation.
Oh my gosh, you guys, if you haven't seen her, I'm talking to the audience and also to Hayley, but if you haven't seen her Instagram, maybe on TikTok too, just find her on social media. Her dog pulls cards. He literally pulls oracle cards.
I love it. It's so relevant to talk about a dog. My audience knows I have a Dalmatian. Her name's Cash. And
cute.
It my fiance and I were just talking about this yesterday. Like having a dog, it just grounds you. It connects you. There's so much more joy available in your life. It's a responsibility, but I feel like the fulfillment level is so enhanced. And
okay, you're going to have to stop because my kids have been begging for a dog. And if they hear you utter these words, I'm being outnumbered. My husband and all my kids are like, when are we going to get a dog? We have 2 cats right now. And they're like, let's get a dog. I'm like, I don't want another thing that needs things from me. I don't. That's fair. My truth. I don't want another thing that needs things from me. But I love dogs. Like I do. I love watching Kelsey's dog look on the camera, and then I get to not have to deal with it. And I think that's probably how a lot of people feel about kids. But that's the thing. Like I have 3 of them, and they're all boys, and they all want mom. And anyway, I'm so happy that you have a dog.
You should just tell them you can get a dog. Yeah, I will not be taking care of this dog. It will be your dog.
I'll play with the dog, but I don't want anything that's gonna like whine at me at dinner time. Like that. Ugh. I already have 3 things whining at me at dinner time. They never like what I cook. And this is not Lynnsey complaint hour. I love that you guys have dogs. I think more people should have dogs. But it's really the way you said, like, it's so poignant to bring up dogs. Like, yeah, because it is for me too, but like not in a way that I want. So I'm kind of just fighting against my own fate and destiny, I think.
So I was asking you guys earlier, and we wanted to save it for the recording. So Michigan, LA to the Carolinas, like all over. How did you 2 meet, and how did you 2 decide to collaborate and bring this 1% podcast into the world? Like you guys have obviously been at this a while. You've cleared a path. You've, made a name for yourselves. Like, where did that all start? How did you 2 become an alliance?
Do you want to tell them? If you want me to.
You start, and then I'll just, me, I jump in.
Okay. So here's how it really went, guys. Here's what happened. Lynnsey, because she's a badass hypnotherapist, was offered a show, like a radio, like a live call-in show on a network called Voice America. But in her true hermit fashion, she was like, F that. There's no way I want to have my own show. Sounds like my worst nightmare. And then they were like, well, you could have a co-host. And she was like,
them. I was like, okay, can I have a co-host?
Okay, so she asked if she could have a co-host. They were like, yeah, of course you can have a co-host. And then who was the first person she thought of? Me. Because what was on my list of things to create? A podcast. And Lynnsey and I had met maybe like 2 years before that, 1 or 2 years before that, because she interviewed me for this big manifesting summit she was having, and I was one of her manifestation experts. And it was just like how we're just meeting out, like very electric, very fun, just feeling the spark, feeling the connect. Her and I, after we stopped recording, like we could not shut up. We just kept going. It was like instant besties, instant sisterhood. And that's when our friendship kind of started. And then she kept thinking of me. We were collaborating on different things just here and there. And then when she had the opportunity for the podcast, she reached out to me about it. And I was like, girl, this is my podcast. Like, I know it when I see it. It's been on the vision board. Perfect. Let's do it. And I had to like hype her up about it because she wasn't too excited to like be in the limelight. But I pulled her out of her little hermit shell, and here we are now, over 500,000 downloads later.
I basically asked her, like, I don't know, it doesn't, and she's like, no, we're doing it. Like, there was no him and hawing, there was no question. It was like she basically metaphorically grabbed my collar and yanked me into the spotlight. And I'm so glad that she did, because we've been, 256 episodes in. We have a very engaged, dedicated audience that really just loves to listen to the show, which is really weird. I know, Hayley, you're probably like, some days you're like, people really just wake up and want to listen to me talk about stuff. Like, it's so cool. And I'm so happy to have this platform to like share and help. And I always say, like, and it's so stupid and cliche, but it's not. But like, if I can die knowing that one person listening to this podcast has changed something or rewired their mind somehow or thought about things in a different way that helped them, what the heck else are we doing here if we're not trying to do exactly that? So I'm glad, Kelsey, I will forever be in your debt for making me do it, because I really don't think I would have. I just don't.
Lynnsey has a good attitude about it. She's like, if I just help one person, I can die happy. And I'm like, if I don't help 10 million people, I'm not dying yet.
Militant about it. She's a little more intense.
I'm like, one is not enough. It's cute. It's not enough.
Which is so weird, because with your like with all your like water, and I'm all fire. Some things I'm very fire. I like jump first and think later for a lot of things. But when it comes to like the collective and like helping, I'm so soft and like, but I just want to be there and compassionate. I just want to help. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where you get this like
just like
freight train energy.
I'm just frustrated about it. I'm like, how many times do I have to reincarnate and help humanity get their shit together? Like, here we are again. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know that this show is 100% self-produced and made possible by listener support? If you love the show and want to help us keep bringing you all the good stuff, join our Patreon. Your support helps us cover editing, software, and everything we need to keep this podcast going and growing strong.
As a Patreon member, you'll unlock amazing perks like early access to every episode, extended video content, behind-the-scenes footage, and more. And the best part, if you're one of the next 100 people to join, you'll get our exclusive manifestation toolkit valued at over $100 as soon as we hit our goal of 100 patrons. Head to patreon.com/highvibe to join, and we'll see you inside.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about it? Like, on a soul level? I'm sure you've done some digging on this.
I love you both. I really appreciate that behind the scenes look at how this all started. I think also I'm thinking my audience listening is probably going to be quite inspired. I've got a lot of creators and a lot of entrepreneurs and definitely a lot of podcast hosts in the community. And just hearing like it started by divine invitation, right? It was that divine invitation for the radio show. And then Kelsey, you listened to your intuition. You were like, let's fucking go. This is the moment. Lynnsey, you leaned in. In my book, I call it the edge of evolution. You leaned into that edge of evolution, and here you are on the other side. Like, it's just beautiful. I think everyone listening is going to be inspired. And then the thousands of lives, millions of lives that have been supported by this, right? Having 500,000 downloads, like doing 256 episodes, whatever you said, like it's so beautiful to hear how it all started, the seeds that were planted, and then now the harvesting that's happening, and then the continual harvesting that's going to happen is just going to continue to add up. I love it. And I can resonate with both. I actually have a funny story for both of you guys and for the audience. So up until last early summer, like I think it was May or June of 2024, I thought I was a 6'2". Yeah. But I'm actually a 5'1". Oh, I'll explain. So I thought I was a 6'2", but I'm actually a 5'1". So we can vibe. I know what it's
very
like
different.
To be both, because I was very much like learning a lot about being that. And that's a whole another story for another day. But okay, so I'll give you a quick little synopsis. So my parents they own Renewal Retreat. My dad coached in the Olympics. My mom runs a retreat center. They work together to raise consciousness. They are like the best team. They're my best friends, and I have like a lot of friends, but I just really fucking love my mom and dad and my sister. Shout out. We are a very unique family. Like I was raised with love is our religion, like that vibe, right? There was always high performance, competition, and that energy with the athlete energy in our family. But there's also this like loving consciousness vibes, like always. So I really think I've really balanced both of that. They were like the most hands-on parents, the best ever, but they couldn't find my birth time on my birth, like wherever that is. And I just remember I was like, you guys don't love me. Like, I'm so lost. Like, I don't even know who I am. Like, I was just like having a low key like crisis, because when I got into human design and astrology, I was like, guys, I need the exact times, right? So my mom felt so bad, but I'm like, no, you guys literally were 100 out of 100 parents, but straight up, I need this like exact time, because otherwise it's going to be skewed. So I actually worked with one of the top human design facilitators, I think in the industry. We're now really good friends, Amy Elizabeth from Align by Design. So she did all my like ran everything for me. And I came out to be a 6'2", because that was the birth time that we went with, right? It was like, hey, we're as close as possible. It's this. And I remember now that she knows I'm a 5'1", she's like, that's so you. Like, she's just like, of course you're fucking 5'1". But before, I really did resonate with the 6'2", because I'm a projector. That 2 line is so projectory. It's like the hermit, and the projectors are like that. Like I'm extremely extroverted. I'm like the life of the party. Like, I can talk to anyone. I uplift people. I can bring the best out of anyone. And I'm very clear of like, all right, adios, goodbye, I'm leaving. Like, I can just so clearly be like, I need to leave. So I really resonated with that 2 line. And that 2 line of like wisdom, and just like kind of like what you said, Kelsey, too, of like, I've incarnated here many times. I'm wiser than my age. Like, I'm 30 years old. I feel like a 90-year-old half the time, because I have friends that are like in their 90s. Like, I'm just like very wise. So I really resonated with that 6 line, with that hermit, that role model, like all that, right? The 5th and 6th line are super similar in different ways. The 5th line, it definitely like is actually more who I am. And I can already see and sense the 5th line in you, Kelsey. Like, I feel like it's basically this like projection field where a lot of people are triggered by you and by me, because we're leading, but we're really leading unapologetically. And that can come across really brash to people. We can be misunderstood. And then we are, through childhood, it becomes like this projection of responsibility. You're responsible because you made me feel like shit. You're responsible because you're supposed to take care of everything. Like, it's just this huge projection of responsibility. But the 6th line, in a really unique way, and I can feel this in you, Lynnsey, is like, you are a role model, you are a leader, but you're probably not triggering as many people. You're probably a lot more lovable. And like, people are just like, oh, like, Lynnsey's so sweet, I love her, and she's teaching me all these amazing things. And you are. But I remember when I thought I was a 6th line, but I was getting a lot of like triggering a lot of people, I was like, this isn't right. And it's actually because I am a 5th line. And the way that I understand life, and we can get into this, is I wrote a whole chapter on my book, Unfuckwithable, the dimension of openness. Like, I believe that this is a dimension of openness. There is actually no separation. And as esoteric as it sounds, like, we are all each other. We are all one. We're fragments of each other. We're fragments of universal consciousness, God, source, creator, whoever, whatever you want to call it. We are one. And this oneness allows us to just teach each other and learn. And so as much as, I thought I was a 6'2", but I'm actually a 5'1", I just got to understand and really devote research time and that 1 line energy that I actually truly am, which is like, I want to understand and I want to know more, and like never satiated either, like more. I was like that about a 6'2". So I feel like I know what it's like to be a 6'2", because I was so deeply like entrenched with understanding. And then when I just recently found out I was actually a 5-1, we actually got like that little card the one day. It was so funny. In 2024, I had a near-death experience. So last March, almost a year ago, it was March 20th, 2024. I had a near-death experience. We don't need to get into it. There's a lot of information out there about it. If anyone's interested, they can find it. But after that, it really obviously, as you can imagine, changed my life. And I was already on, my ascension path. And I was like, well, this just expedited things. But I really felt like I had a blank slate. And only a few months later, randomly one day, my sister just sends me a photo, and it's like that little birthday book. And it had like my exact birth time. And so I was freaking out. I told Amy right away. I was like, thank you. I sent it to my astrologer, Leanne Kavanagh, who's the astrologer at Uplift Lifestyle on my team. I sent it to Karina Brockman, who's the human design reader on my team. And I was like, guys, let's go. So we just like dove into what actually is this and like who I am. But at the same time, it was just like, you don't even need your astrology or human design. If you know who you fucking are, you're going to resonate with what's true. Just like you already said that, Kelsey, you're like, it's just a permission. It's just permission. It's just like confirmation. We're just finding out more about it. And you had said, Lynnsey, too, like, it's shocking how real it is. But we are all ready, and everyone listening, if they're listening to the High Vibin It Podcast, if they're listening to Uplift Lifestyle Podcast, you know who you are. And we're just here to remind you. It's remembering after remembering after remembering, and then we forget, and then we remember again.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that, I thought it was a 6'2", but I'm actually a 5'1", and none of it matters. And also it's fun and cool. You know what I mean? It's like that. I don't know how to describe it.
Well, it's so interesting. I had almost the exact opposite experience. I found some random day, I found a diary that my mom had kept through her whole labor, delivery. Like, she went to the hospital, they sent her home, like in detail. Lynnsey was born at da-da-da-da-da. And then I burrowed it into my brain. I was like early 20s probably. And then I went to go find it, like just to go look for it for something. And it is gone. It has shifted dimensions. It is out of this timeline. I don't know where it went. It's gone. And so I don't know. I'm probably never going to see it again. And I wish I could, because I don't remember everything that was in it. But it's so funny that the one thing that I took from it was like, oh, my birth time. Oh my God, yes, I never knew this before. And my mom is not the person to ask when you want any kind of information. So it was very lucky that she had it at the time that it was happening. But yeah, very, very interesting. It comes when you need it, when you're ready for it. And in my case, it was like, okay, bye. You don't need it anymore.
I feel like just
very
hearing that, like, it made me feel so happy for your mom that she kept that journal at the time. And for you that, it served you at that moment. And that's what life is. It's just a collection of moments where we're being presented with what we want and need and what's actually supportive on our path when we need it. And
was there any part of you when you couldn't find your birth time, and yes, this frustration, and yes, there's like, oh, this is the one piece I need. Was there any part of you that was like, I'm not ready yet, or it'll come when it's ready? And I know it's hard in the moment, but hearing your story, kind of knowing the end too, like you were going to get it, I'm kind of thinking like, oh, well, divine timing, she for whatever reason, it wasn't the time. Literally,
like
not the time.
I was already
to give her
living
time.
in such high alignment. Like, I've been living in alignment for many years, and it just keeps getting better. Like, literally, you just keep getting more aligned. I write in my book, the more aligned you are, the more you crave alignment. So as soon as when I realized my parents don't have the exact time, I didn't really spend a lot of time being frustrated about it. I had like a moment of like, but I'm just dramatic like that. And I needed to like have that moment to process. But I really quickly was just like exactly what you said, Lynnsey. I was like, whatever. It's irrelevant for me at this point. Every client I work with, what's your human design? What's your chart? Like, let me run your charts for you. It's so important. And if they don't have their birth time, I can ask questions and interview my clients the same way I can self-study and introspectively be aware of myself. I can determine basically like who they are and what's important to them and what they value and what they want and what they need and where they're going. And like, whether, it's like, oh, that's so Taurus of you, or oh, that's so projector, or oh, that's whatever. It's like, doesn't really matter, but it is once you do enter new levels of alignment, it's like, oh, like I notice now I'm like, oh, I want to pull my chart up like randomly, like maybe like once a month. I'm like, I want to like look at my chart, and it's there for me as a tool and a resource, but it's not like, I don't believe in anything as power over me. I am the source of my power. So if I don't have the chart, or if you don't have the journal, the diary from your mom, it's like, I don't need it right now. That's okay. Like, we're not the victim. We're radically responsible in our life. And it's an awesome tool and an awesome resource.
Hey there, it's Lynnsey. Are you ready to transform your life and achieve your biggest dreams? Well, welcome to the Align Your Mind membership. As a seasoned hypnotherapist, I've crafted a digital sanctuary where you can access powerful hypnotherapy audios anytime, anywhere. Imagine waking up each day feeling empowered, confident, connected to the universe, and ready to conquer your goals. With AYM, you'll experience deep, long-lasting transformations in every area of your life. If you're ready to rewire your mind, release what's holding you back, and start living your dreams, don't wait any longer. Just click the link in the episode description and start embodying your highest potential today.
Hey, all my creators out there. It's 2025. Don't you think it's time to turn your expertise into income and take control of your future? Kajabi is the leading creator commerce platform to monetize your content. So whether it's courses, coaching programs, memberships, even podcasts, Kajabi gives you all the tools you need to start directly earning from your knowledge. And the best part is you can try it free for 30 days and see the possibilities for yourself. But don't wait, go to the episode description, click the link, and start building your dream business today.
Let's talk about manifesting. So right now, as we film this, there is basically a lot happening with the stars. It's eclipse season. Everybody I know is going through or just went through some sort of massive shift, piece of news, big decision. So I kind of want to do a roundtable in like what we have manifested recently, what we are manifesting, and maybe a little bit behind the curtain of like how we're doing it as three women who have studied this, taught other people this, are super into it, just so people can just, I don't know other people's processes and maybe take what they like from it.
Lynnsey, why don't you go first?
You volunteering me to go first? Okay.
Tell us about your life.
I'm still coming up, like trying to process the manifestation of this house that we just got.
And moving across the country.
Moving across the country, having to kind of like ramp up my business again. I'm completely online, so I do sessions via Zoom and, digitally on a screen. But I was not seeing clients pretty much at all in 2024. And so I guess right now my biggest focus, aside from getting chickens, note my intense gaze as I say chickens, universe, listen. I would love to have some chickens, a little chicken coop in my backyard. I would love to, just repairs around the house, little things. But with my business, I think is the main focus at this moment, getting my clientele reestablished and my digital services, my membership and things like that, getting more people, eyes and ears on that. And honestly, my favorite way right now to manifest, we asked that, right? What's your favorite way to manifest? We're talking about that too?
Yeah. Okay. Just tell us a little bit about your process.
At this moment is to just take a minute before I get out of bed and before I fall asleep to just see it. I want to talk real quick about those people that are saying, well, I can't see things in my mind. Yeah, you can. So anyone who thinks that they can't see things are really kind of being very literal with it. But anyone can visualize because you're using all of your senses. If you can't see your bank account with the certain numbers in it, feel it. Feel the emotions. Smell the money. Feel the weight of it in your hand. There's so many different ways to experience the manifestation that doesn't have to do with your literal vision, your literal mind's eye. You can smell it, touch it, taste it, feel it. You can just know it deep down. Textures are important for certain people. So there's always at least one that you can use. And there's no real wrong way to do it. So I'm sorry this turned into a tutorial, but it really kind of makes me so sad that people really think that they can't experience the visualization just because they can't see it with images. And that's not all there is, guys. We have so many senses. And the most important one is emotion anyway. What are you going to be feeling when it's done? And just practice it. Practice that feeling in your everyday life. Where do I already feel that? And go do more. that attracts that feeling, because that's all we're ever trying to manifest anyway. I hope I answered the question. That's it.
I have a question to add on top of it. So you shared with us like how you're currently manifesting, reestablishing your client base, getting these house renovations and upgrades going, making it your life by design and co-creating that. Okay. And then when you describe, you're really focusing on like the visualizing and the feeling of it. Can you give us an example of something you've manifested in the past where you've done that process or process similar and like how that went?
I mean, pretty much everything I manifest is kind of through visualization. I'm trying to think of like I know there's a really good story in my brain, and maybe Kelsey has one that she can remind me of, but I think that probably when I think of big things, I think of literal big things. Like I'm 100% certain that I've manifested this house. I know I manifested my last house. Very specifically, there is a grapevine outside of my last house kitchen window. I always talk about the grapevine. And when we lived in LA, I told my husband, I was like, I really want a grapevine. Because there was a house across the street in LA. We lived in this little apartment off of Magnolia in Burbank. And I was looking at this house across the street, and it had like this little trellis. It was just an apartment, but they had this trellis with like this grapevine. And I was like, how cool is that? Like, I want a grapevine outside of our window. That'd be so awesome. And he's like, yeah, that'd be cool. And so when we started actually thinking about what it is we wanted, the first thing that came to mind was this grapevine. And it sounded preposterous, right? Like, grapevine, okay. But I was like, no, I really do. I want a grapevine. And so I would picture the grapevine, and I would picture like what it would look like and how, and the different rooms. I didn't really have a visual of the whole house, but I knew this piece. And then a few months later, probably a year or so, it felt really fast, but I know it wasn't. My uncle calls and he's like, do you want my house in Vegas? You can rent it if you want. And my husband we were trying to decide where to go anyway, because he had work in Vegas and LA. So it didn't really matter, except that Vegas was cheaper, honestly. So we were like, well, why don't we just move to Vegas? It's not anywhere that I ever wanted to live. So I wasn't super excited about it. The second we walked into this house, I look out the kitchen window, and my aunt had planted years ago a grapevine outside the kitchen window, and there was a trellis, and there were the grapes. Like, that's so random. I feel like that's the most random thing. That's like asking for like a gold toilet seat or something. Like, it's just so random. And I was just like, this is our house. How can I say no to this? The universe is like, you asked for a grapevine.
I love the specificity
it's
of
right
that.
here.
Like, I think everyone loves hearing past, present, and future manifestation stories. And
yeah. And I didn't know that was what it was going to be. Of course, you never know. Like, this is how it's going to show up. And as much as I tried to be like, this is exactly what I want, and it can't come any other way, we all try to do that. I was just like, I just think it'd be nice. I think it would be so cute to have a grapevine. And that was the first thing I saw. And so I'm a very visual person anyway. So I know how it sounds for me to be like, just see it in your mind. But like, this is why I say anyone can feel it in some way, whether it's smelling the grapes, if I'm using a grapevine, squishing it between your fingers and feeling the texture. Like, we all have a certain way we can experience a grape or a grapevine or the thing that we want. So I encourage everyone to practice using what sense feels best for them when they're trying to visualize, because that's going to be the way to go. And really forcing it is going to do the opposite of what you want. So don't get frustrated, but practice the way that it feels best for you. There I go again.
So okay. Don't be sorry.
Sorry.
It was so good.
Don't be sorry. It's a great story. Hayley, you want to go next, or you want me to go?
I want to hear yours. I feel like I just talked for a long time.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Oh, are you gonna say the headphone story? That's gonna be like a little story.
No. I'm not gonna say that story. We'll save that for another time. But okay, so things I'm in the works of manifesting right now would be health, more optimized, perfect health. We are collectively, my family and I, manifesting, I'm calling it the family ranch, even though there will not be animals or livestock, because compound just felt like jail-y, like prison-y to me, the family compound. But it's essentially like a plot of land where I can live with my husband in a house. We can custom build our gorgeous home here, and then my parents will build theirs, and then his dad will build his, and we'll all just live together in community and raise our kids with their grandparents, and it'll just be super fun, and we'll hang out all the time. So we're working on that, which has been just really fun to daydream about and talk about with our parents, and just imagine like, oh, we're gonna have this space where we hang out at the pool, like the community pool, and his dad's really into working out, and so are me and Jeff. So we're like, oh, we're gonna have this amazing gym and this like dance studio, Pilates, yoga space, and like all our friends are gonna want to come over, and we're gonna be like working out, and the kids are gonna have like their own little dumbbells, and they're gonna want to work out because they're gonna want to copy everything we do. And we're just like imagining Wednesday pizza nights, like with our pizza oven, with my sourdough that I haven't started making yet, but I will be making sourdough. And we're just like putting together the whole thing in our minds, and then figuring out what it's going to take to actually make this vision a reality, and touring properties. And it's just been a really fun co-creation with my husband and my family. Kids are on the horizon potentially, so that's part of the health optimization, which is exciting. And exciting announcement, just today I am sealing the deal on a book with a big publisher. Is going to be coming out. It's official in 2026. I can't say what the title is, but I will tell you that it's a manifesting troubleshooting guide. So for anyone who wants to take their manifesting to the next level, or they're like, okay, I did like 1 million fucking affirmations, and I journaled to death, and I meditated every day, but like, universe, so where the heck is my stuff? Why isn't it coming? What's going wrong? That's literally what the book is for. And like every chapter explores a different way you might be carrying resistance, but you didn't know or you didn't realize, and just how to work through that and understand it and throw it in the garbage or untangle it or do what you got to do with it. So yeah, a book deal, which is so exciting. But you guys, I've been manifesting so much stuff lately. I feel like I'm on manifesting fire. Like literally, who even manifests early inheritances? That's crazy. Okay. So I'm just like, that's weird. And then the book deal, and then just so many good things are happening right now. I'm just like sparkly. So yeah,
but I'm just like,
that's my
I'm on
story.
the opposite side. I'm like feeling not the opposite side, but I am feeling the growing pains at this moment. And
Oh, there's growing pains
lot
for
of
me
people,
too.
yeah.
Don't think that's not happening.
I'm going to venture to guess that Hayley's probably feeling it too, because every single person I've talked to is like, yeah, it's been weird. But not bad weird. I want to be very clear. It's not, I know what's happening, but it's like, this is the stretch, right? This is like this stretch of before you can like relax. So that's kind of the feeling, and it's understandable. There's a lot going on.
Well, and to your point, like this book deal was a freaking emotional roller coaster ride that has been for months. Like, first of all, I've never written a book proposal, okay? So you have to write a proposal, then you have to find an agent. So that was a whole process of getting rejected. Everyone was like, oh, the manifesting space is too saturated. You don't have a big enough following, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so then we got over that hurdle, found my agent. Then after I did that, then we had to pitch the book, which the whole proposal is like a 60-page document. It's not short, right? So then we take the proposal, we make it better, we're pitching it to all these publishers, and every other day is an email from my agent forwarding me the response. Oh, we're going to have to pass. She's too small. Oh, this is a great idea. Love the title, but it's not for us. Whatever. Rejection. Then finally, someone who sees me and understands me, shout out to Joel, you know who you are, you know where you work, you know what you do. And he was like, this is the book I've been waiting for someone to write. Like, we need more younger people in the manifesting space. Like, so glad that like this manuscript found me. I never acquire anything, but like, this is it. Like, even though you're small and it's going to be hard and like your past book sales aren't the best in the world, like we're going to make it happen. So that was like a whole ride, because every other day I was like, it's going to happen. The dream is alive. And then like the next day it'd be like 3 rejections in a row. And I'd be like, the dream is dead. Nobody wants the manuscript. And then the next day it would be like, the dream is still alive, you know? So it is not always easy. And I think something that's been so like a message that's been hitting me during this eclipse season, even for all my friends and family and stuff, is like, big changes and big dreams, like they don't always come to fruition super easily. They don't always land in your lap. Like you might have to work for it, and you might have to just let your ego die like over and over and over and over again in order to receive it fully and make it happen. So
yeah. And that's another thing me and Kelsey and likely Hayley too. Oh, we always try to remind people, like, it's okay to feel shitty sometimes. Sorry. I don't know if we can swear on your podcast, but we swear about. Okay. So I just said it. Sorry about that. But it's okay to feel like Kelsey felt. Everybody feels it. And the where we go wrong is not allowing it and shoving it down. Like, I just have to be positive all the time. Like, please don't. For the love of God, please don't. Always try to be positive. You're not designed that way, and it's not helping you. So thank you, Kelsey, for bringing light to the fact that, like, you're going to have really shitty days sometimes, and you're allowed to. Please use it for good and process it out so that it doesn't hold you back. But definitely feel it.
Scary. I've been like teeth chattering, and I've already written multiple books with publishers before, but for some reason this one feels so different. I've just been working on it for like literally almost a decade. The idea came to me like 8 years ago. Yeah. And so it just feels so much more, and so much responsibility and so much pressure. And there's been times where I've been like, well, do I really want to do this? Like, do I really want to put in the work that it takes to write a best-selling book, secure a publisher, sell 1 million copies? Like, it's not easy, right? So I'm like, do I really want to do that? I don't need to do that. I have a great life. And like, God's been calling me. Like, this is such a calling, so I can't get out of it for that reason. But I did think about it a few times. I was like, have to do all this.
This could be your overnight success that people are like, she blew up overnight, but actually like a decade.
Right. Exactly.
It always does.
I love it.
Hayley, what are you
loving? Like, I'll get into mine, but I'm just like loving. I'm celebrating.
This is what happens
so much, both of you. Oh, hearing like the honesty and the truth of like this journey. And I think that a lot of my audience, I know I'm extremely authentic, so much so that they know everything that's going on. But I think that that's important because people look, they look at us and they go, they're living their dream life. Yes, we are. You know it. And it's not something that we didn't come to without devotion. And yes, like you were saying, Lynnsey, there's moments when it's really shit and don't force yourself to be positive. But what's different is when you were getting rejection after rejection, Kelsey, you still knew that you weren't going to quit, that you weren't going to give up. You let yourself feel the feels, for sure, right? It's a fucking journey. That's why I call it the edge of evolution. It's like edgy, uncomfortable. Holy shit, you really face yourself. You face all parts of you, and parts of you come out of the woodwork that you didn't even know were within you. But you lean in and you lean in and you lean in, and you're unwilling to quit. Like you said, God's calling you. You have a calling. There's no option B. There's no plan B. Like,
right. Like, what else am I going to do with my time? No. Something basic that's not going to be read by millions of people?
Like,
no.
This is, like you have the knowing, and you're not just holding that knowing. And I think this is the difference between the people who are doing it, like you're doing it, you're living it, and the people that want to be doing it is everyone has an inkling that turns into a knowing with proper nourishment and nutrition to that knowing. But some people never take that knowing into the living, into the embodiment, into the doing. Yeah. So for you and your team and whoever was involved with continuously pitching, continuously reaching out, continuously believing in yourself, even though you have those shit emotions and challenging days where it's rejection after rejection, that like I get tons of rejection. Kelsey, you get tons of rejection. Lynnsey, I'm sure you get tons of rejection. We also have great success. So if people are only looking at the success and creating an illusion of separation between our story and their story, they're not listening and they're not witnessing the full truth. And I love that you guys are open to talking about it on the High Vibin Podcast, just like I'm open to talking about it on the Uplift Lifestyle Podcast. Positivity is my fucking middle name. Like, it's all about positivity. It's all about trust and movement and alignment and ascension. But the truth also holds the truth that there are so many deep, dark edges of ourself. And it's like that quote, it's like when God chooses you, the devil chooses you 10 times harder, or new levels, new devils. Like there are levels to the game, and it really just ultimately is like, do you want to be alive in your life or not? Like, do you want to be sleepy in your life, or do you want to be fucking alive in your life? And I'm just celebrating you, Kelsey, for this incredible book deal, but also for your radical responsibility and consistent devotion to get to that place. And I appreciate you sharing that. And then Liz, you prompted it really beautifully too, because if we didn't also get to the layers behind of like, oh, there were rejections, there were dark days, I think a lot of people start to go, they don't see the expansion, they see the separation. And we want our community to be connected to their own highest truth. And when you hear someone's full story, you can start to go, oh, well, that also happened to me. Oh, I get, like, it's happening, it's adding up, it's happening. And I just love both of your stories. I celebrate you both. And this eclipse season it's actualizing and catalyzing a lot. It's tearing a lot away. It's bringing a lot in. It's a vibe. So
it's a vibe. It's a vibe. And it's a ride. That's for sure.
I had a download at like, I don't know what time it was. It was probably like 3. I had a download that was like, all this stuff is happening around us and to us vibrationally. If you can get up out of bed and smile at this moment, like you've already won, okay? You've already won the day. Because I feel like I'm a super positive person. And it's felt like, again, this? Really? Another thing? It's like stubbing your toe, stepping on Legos, the paper cuts, little things that are just adding up constantly. So if you can get out of bed and be open to listening to a podcast that makes you feel better, to having your favorite beverage, to lift your spirits, to doing a little meditation, yoga, body movement, if you can do any of that for 5 minutes to start your day, like you've already won the day. That's all at this moment. I mean, in this time, that's really the lowest bar I could set for myself. It's just like, wake up, do something that feels good, please. Because it'd be hard out there, guys. So take care of yourselves, basically my point. But yeah, it's rough out there. I'm so excited to hear about what you're bringing in to this.
Yeah, tell us your stories. Tell us your secrets. Your manifesting secrets.
The big thing, I think, if I were to, like, I've manifested a lot in my life, and I've manifested in a lot of different ways. I've manifested with like a deep level of control, honestly, like a deep level of like, I'm fucking. Yeah,
to the best
but it works for me on certain levels, but there are levels to the game. It doesn't work with me. It doesn't work for me anymore. But it did work, and I want to be honest about that. If it's in your timeline right now to be in such like dialed, I give a fuck energy, that's cool, because I manifested awesome stuff through that. I manifested my dream car. I bought myself a brand new Range Rover the first year in my business because I was like, I have to drive this car. I can't be seen in anything else. Like, I was just like, I was being like a control freak, and it worked, and that's fine. I've manifested our house that we're living in. I manifested this without even knowing I wanted a house. Me and my fiance were happily renting, and a lot of beautiful things unfolded behind the scenes that I wasn't even conscious of, for the universe to say, it's time for you to own a house. And for whatever reason, to set my future self up, to have, get in the game, whatever. At the time, I did not give a fuck. I wasn't one of those people that's like, I need to own a house to be worthy. I was just like, I don't care. But for whatever reason, it was in my timeline to own a house. So we bought this house, and I can honestly say it was very unconscious. Like, I was not planning. I was not involved. It was just like, this is our house now. So anyways, and like, we own it and pay the mortgage every month, and it's a whole thing, and put the money down, but it was just very like, oh, this is where I am now. I've manifested things in terms of, well, backstory. me and my partner, we've been together for almost 13 years. And we've been through everything, the highs, the lows, everything. And when we got engaged on November 30th of 2024, so just a few months ago, I can honestly tell you, I was shocked. I was shocked. If you had asked me, okay, so here's what I want to give you a little backstory of. Because I've manifested in all these ways, I consider myself like an experiment. I'm just living in the experiment. Like this is what, like, same as you, Kelsey, like there's a calling. There is a calling. So I don't really think I have a choice. This is just how I'm here to live on earth. I'm an all-in type of girl. Like I'm all in on this life. And when I literally died and came back to earth in March 2024, like a year ago today, I was like, oh, wow, I am really all in. Like, it was just like, I guess I'm that type of person that gets this.
Even death can't stop me now.
I'm that kind of person that I guess, like, I'm here for it. I'm fucking here for it. And I attract the people into my life as clients who are here for it. That's it. So I don't live with fear, but at the level I'm at now, I face fear every single day, straight up. And I think when I was in that controlling paradigm of manifesting that worked to a certain level, it created nice foundations. What it did was it developed a lot of self-trust. I was like, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to fucking do it. There was this strong masculine energy about it. A lot of my book, Unfuckwithable, was written, the first like many chapters of the book are written from that energy. And that book has changed thousands of lives because it develops, without a doubt, self-trust, radical responsibility, and empowerment and in-sourced power on a whole nother level. Like that level of like, I know who the fuck I am and I know how I want to live and I'm unavailable for anything else. That's like the foundation that I have, right? That is like who I am. That was Unfuckwithable was written from that. If you get toward the later chapters in the book, it speaks to my personal evolution. And I actually this eclipse is giving gifts. I downloaded my second book in my sleep. It was fully installed last Monday. So about a week ago today. So
amazing.
And it also prompted a like bunch of new things in my life. I was like, what? Okay. I like literally I woke up, I ran to my computer naked, sit in the office, and I'm just like, you know how it is, right? You know, Kelsey wrote books. They can get wild that you're just like, this is happening now. And it's like giving birth. Lynnsey, you know, your mom.
Yeah, it's like having a baby. You're like, oh my God, it's happening. Like you don't really have a choice. You're just like, I need to get to the computer right now.
And many things added up to that occurrence. But the book I'm writing now speaks to how I'm living right now. But the last few chapters of Unfuckwithable guide you into this way. The Art of Receiving chapter, the Dimension of Openness chapter. It's when I died last year, the months leading up, I was extremely in my lane, high level, everything optimized, no days off, bad bitch energy. I needed to die to come back to realize that I'm actually not in control. And it was a very hard couple months, physically, emotionally, as you can imagine. I couldn't do really anything for myself. And I was like the girl that did everything for myself. And I learned through forced integration how to receive, and not just receive in the ways that I was really good at, like spa days, you know, luxury hotels, restaurants, sex. Like I was good at all that, which is great. And that's a whole vibe. But there were levels to the game, and I wasn't quite comfortable being seen in my vulnerability. I wasn't comfortable fully letting go. I really had walls up still. So last year was the greatest gift, by the grace of God, to die and come back, to then be propelled into true surrender, true detachment, loving detachment, openness, oneness, it changed my life. And I'm so grateful. Here's what I want the audience to hear. My audience knows, but I want your audience to hear. One is not better. For me, it was such a good foundation to be like, I trust me. I trust me. Now it's like, I trust whatever the fuck else is out there, you know? God, source, universe, all of it. I believe we're all one. But it allowed me, I took all summer, I basically just hung out at our cottage and I didn't really do a lot. Like when you were saying, Lynnsey, you took like some time off. I felt like I still was doing a lot of client work, but I took a big break from events. I took a big break from book signings. I took a break from ceremonies and retreats. And I didn't do like any group programs. I didn't do anything like that. I just really was with myself. And I started to just love it. Like it was the biggest medicine for me because it was so hard to do that. Like my past self would have never done that. But then I got so like addicted to just like, it's done. Like I just felt like it's all done. It's done. Like the universe has got this. And that was, for me, that was so correct because I was all in the one way that the seeds were all planted. The harvesting had to occur when I was in full receptivity in that moment. Now, so some really amazing things happened. My engagement, again, back in May, we went to California for my birthday. And I thought Mitch was going to propose to me on my birthday in California. There was so many engageable moments. Okay. I was like, you know,
same girl, same. I was like, is this guy even trying to get married? What is going on?
Like, I was like, there were so many moments. And when I tell you like our love is it feels, and I know I'm biased, but it does feel like one for the movies. Like I literally feel that way about us. I'm like, we are a movie. Like that's how I feel. We always knew we were
Cute.
Soulmates, husband, wife. We've been through it. We know, you know, own a house, have a dog. And then that's basic shit. But like the real level of like, we've been through it, you know? So we knew we were soulmates. But I still had a control paradigm around getting engaged. I was like, well, we need to get engaged because like I want to start having kids and like all these things, you know, like all that bullshit. But when he didn't propose in May, I was heartbroken. I was good at now being vulnerable because I had already had my near-death experience. So I was able to cry in his arms and just be like, I feel rejected. I'm heartbroken. I literally feel like shit. Like I'm really sad. Like what the fuck, you know? But I was also getting really good at being vulnerable. I was getting really good at being like, this is how I'm feeling. I'm heartbroken. I was letting parts of myself, and anyone who's familiar with IFS, the internal family system, like there's various parts of ourselves. I was getting good at letting these parts of myself have the microphone, not just bad bitch Hayley, but also like, what? Like, you know, those parts. So just like the universe would sweep in and be like, it's coming, it's happening, stay the course. Mitch, my fiance, was just like, babe, it's happening. I've got you. It was like that. So what happened after that was such a blessing. And it was such an initiation. Again, when I say there's levels to the game, I stopped entangling myself with control around my manifestations. I fully detached. I literally forgot I even wanted to get engaged. I truly did. I was just like living life. I was like, oh, what is that? No, like I was so focused on enjoying my life, having fun, having the best summer cottaging, doing like nothing. And I should preface this. When I say doing nothing, I was still running my company and serving hundreds of people and thousands virtually, but it was less for me. Okay. It was less for me. Anyways, fast forward, we're in, I had these amazing things manifest in September. The Gwyneth Paltrow shared my book on her Instagram. I had no idea that was going to happen. That was like, whoa, from the clouds. I was just chilling out. This shit was happening. I was like, thank you, more please. And then the New York Times requested my book shortly after. Beautiful things that I couldn't have planned just happened. And they happened because you guys are starting to understand the bridge of incidents. So then we're in Costa Rica. Mitch and I just literally did a weekend in Costa Rica. It was beautiful. We just needed to get away in the winter in Canada. Y'all know how it is because you're close.
I lived in Ohio. I know how it is.
You know how it is. So we were like, let's go to Costa Rica for a couple nights. I had no idea he would propose. Like, I had done enough trips. We've done enough trips in our 13 years where I was like, he's going to propose. And then it didn't. So I just wasn't thinking about it, right? When I tell you, we get to the most beautiful sunset and scenery on the top of a mountain overlooking the ocean, the most gorgeous, beautiful hotel, about to go in for dinner. And he gets down on one knee, and I know what shock is because I had that near-death experience. I was in full shock, and I was just like, I literally was like, no. He's like, no, you mean yes. And I was just in full shock. So it was the best feeling because I had no idea it was coming. And we're here to live our dream lives. And when we know everything's coming, sure, there's a sense of satisfaction and success, but it's not that same feeling of like, thank you. What? Like, and I think for me, at least in my timeline as a human here, a soul having a human experience, I wanted to experience delight. I wanted to experience surprise and the genuine feeling of like, I had nothing to do with this and it still happened. So I can trust. And that's what happened with our engagement. And ever since, now we're planning our dream wedding in overlooking the Mediterranean Ocean. We're doing a partial elopement. It's going to be the most gorgeous dream ever. And now the current era I'm in is like, I'm in my bridal era, but I'm also, in terms of my life's work, I kind of now what I did last year, which was like crazy devotion to dying to doing nothing, basically. And then manifesting a bunch of stuff. I'm doing that in a really strategic and aligned way every day. So like every day is like a year. Like me and my friends, we always joke, like my manifestation friends, we're like, it's been years. Like one afternoon, I'm like, it's been years. Like, here, let me tell you everything that's happened. Like years have occurred in this one moment. Because time isn't real. Past, present, future, it's all one infinite present moment, as we know. But now my vibe is like bending time and quantum leaping all the time, like every single day, because in terms of literal physical results and energetics and how I feel, because I'm able to be so aligned in my action, and then I fully detach, and then I literally do nothing, and then I manifest what I wanted, or usually something better and something new. And it's just so much fun. Like, it honestly is like, there is a strategy, there's a formula to it, but it's so much more freeing. I feel free. I feel free in my life. I feel like it's not just me in the driver's seat. I've got, my co-captain, and we are one, and I don't have to be in control. If I want to, and I have a surge of energy, like right now in my follicular phase, I'm about to ovulate. I have a lot of energy. I'm ready to pop off. But like last week, the week before, I was deep in my depression. I was in my feels, and I was like, I'm not doing anything. And that was beautiful. And I just I'm so one with myself and all parts of myself. And lots is happening in terms of media, big media. Lots is happening in terms of my second book and my current book, Unfuckwithable, blowing up. Client work's been amazing. I am super grateful for my life. And I believe that I'm now ready to be, the wife that I'm here to be, the mother of my future children that I'm here to be. My wellness is optimized. I can do all these things. I can have it all when I am harmonized the way that I'm harmonized now. So that's a little bit about what I've been up to.
Yay.
It's beautiful.
We love that. We're celebrating with you as well.
I'm so inspired to like, it's when you said a while ago, you were like, it's done. I don't have to worry about it. It's done. I think that is such a quick and easy feel good upliftment that anyone can do at any time when they're worried about the how, the when, the what. It's already done. I don't have to stress out. I can, but you don't have to stress out. It's done. I'm going to use that. I'm going to steal it and use it probably a lot today.
It's done.
Beautiful.
Yes. Okay, so what I want to do is head over to the Patreon for a few, but before we go over there, Hayley, if you can just tell everyone how they can connect with you, where they can find your book, all that jazz.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Everyone who's been with us listening presently and expanding their own consciousness and what's possible for them in their literal, physical, material world. You can find me at upliftlifestyle.ca. I'm Canadian, so it's .ca. You can listen to my podcast as a great access point, Uplift Lifestyle Podcast. You can get my book on Amazon. It's called Unfuckwithable. And I'm Hayley Bowler-Cook. And you can go to my Instagram at uplift_lifestyle and send me a DM, connect, go to my website, shoot me an email. Just get in proximity. You're in great hands, obviously, with Lynnsey and Kelsey. Same thing. Like, this is what we do. Like, that's what I say sometimes. People, I'm like, no, this is like what I do for a living. Like, this isn't a side job. This isn't a part-time job. This isn't a hobby. Like, this is my career. So, and it's my life. Like, we are living it. I am embodied. I've been doing this for years. I have hundreds of one-on-one client testimonials, thousands of group testimonials for people who've experienced events. This is what I do. So come find me and let's shine and grow together, and life's going to get really good for you.
Yes. Yay. And I'm sure if you're listening to Hayley's podcast, Uplift, she'll have all of our stuff linked in the show notes and all that jazz. So we don't need to go into all that.
Just
but
Instagram.
Yeah, thanks for chatting with us. Thanks for hanging with us, no matter if you were on the Uplift Lifestyle or the High Vibin It side. And do make sure to subscribe to the other that you aren't subscribed to yet, so you can hear more goodness from all of us. We are here to serve you. And if you want to join the High Vibin It Patreon, it's patreon.com/highvibe. We're going to go over there for a couple minutes, keep chatting, and we will see you there. Bye.